Pro basketball fans, I hope you all had a great weekend. It was lovely for some people and horrible for some people as well. That's what sports does to you when you love it so much. Charlie, we figured we'd enjoy the weekend as in Clippers fans, but we'll get there. Today I've got Teddy and Joe to do the breakdown with me. Charlie, I don't know where I will start from, Seth. We've got something interesting coming to Pro, but first of all, we'll have to address the woes of the Clippers, the interesting woes of the Clippers. Now, a few days ago, in fact, a few weeks ago, when, of course, ESPN insider Adrian Wojnarowski broke the transfer, in fact, the trade that kind of, we thought would change the NBA, James Harden to the Los Angeles Clippers. I was excited. A lot of Clippers fans were excited. And then these two guys were like, it won't work. And for the start, they are proving them right. But we'll see how that turns out. But the Clippers really have to figure things out. With the first 4 games in the Harden era, 0-4. Starting so terribly. Teddy, I want to start with you on this one. The Clippers, we knew they'll struggle a bit, but not this long because of what they lost. Losing Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, and of course, having them being kind of the backbone of the defense for the Clippers. Losing them, we knew they'll struggle, but this has taken too long. What do you think?
It doesn't take it long. But what I've observed,
4 games.
What I've observed is Harden is still playing like he's playing with Embiid, in the sense where when he was in Philly, you call for the screen, Embiid gives you the screen. So maybe he pops or he rolls, then he gives the bounce pass to him. And Embiid has so much in his bag. He can do so much with the ball. But then if you do same with Zubac won't pop, he will roll. And when he moves and you give him that kind of bounce pass, he doesn't know what he's. You see, it all comes down to predictability. Zubac is predictable because you know he won't be able to shoot a mid-range. He won't be able. He wants to hook, maybe hook shot, score from a hook shot, or try to get to the rim. And he's not a good passer. That's one. But with Embiid, he has so much in his bag and he knows what to do. So I think Ty Lue has to figure out what to, if maybe he can get another backup big who is good, who can score if the bounce pass comes, or he's a good scorer. That will work because they've run the same play like for the past 4 games. It's the same thing. He rolls, bounce pass, rolls, bounce pass, rolls, bounce pass.
Still no work.
And then they double team. So Ty Lue just has to figure out that. That's my observation. And after the team will be set. That's all.
Now, why I feel like Teddy touched is a very important part, but maybe this is even more important. We lost, most importantly, size. In the sense that now we are getting out-rebounded every single time. Do you think that's the major problem for the Clippers now?
To start with, you guys watch this video.
It'd be interesting what everybody they talk. But if you watch on our last video, Pretenders versus Contenders, I had Clippers Pretenders. See, scratch that. Big contenders this year. I disagree totally with what Teddy said about Harden not adding value to the Clippers team. A few years ago, we needed a point guard. We got Russ. Russ was excellent, but Russ can't space the floor for you every single time. With Harden, we've got spacing. We lose a little bit of defense, but that is where Terrence Mann comes in. We lose a bit of size because we lost Covington and Rocco, but we still go adjust on that end. We've still got Ty Lue on the coaching end to kind of figure things out. So I beg, the Clippers, will they come this year? Top 4 teams in the West, Nuggets, Clippers, Lakers, they go feel bad. Suns, maybe probably Warriors, but the Clippers are coming very hard this year. Now, we are
when the James Harden trade happened, we sat here and we had the president of Clipper Nation fans tell us that we should scratch Clippers from pretenders. Now we are contenders. We are top 4 teams in the West.
Yes.
Now you look, before the James Harden trade, everything was set. We had our team, we had our bigs, we had our wing.
Everyone
we had
was available.
Covington, we had Batum, even Marcus Morris.
Yeah,
These are players
Marcus Morris, they're making out to the convo.
Squad is like that.
These are even players that add up some defensive weight.
Yeah.
And even on offense, they are not that bad. We said we don't like them. We are packaging them and we are sending them to Philly to go and get a superstar, a player who sees is the system, not knowing the system has virus. Now we are 0-4. And you see, yesterday's match against Grizzlies, I thought was going to be an easy win for the Clippers because this is a Grizzlies side that are struggling. 1 for 8.
Last.
A team that is chewing on the league log. So we thought it was going to be an easy. But you look at how we were playing yesterday. We've lost bigs. Yesterday, the Grizzlies were shooting more threes. They were missing, but it turns out nobody was catching the rebounds. Yeah. And they were still catching their rebounds.
Offensive rebounds.
Biombo
was feeling like Shaq out there.
They had so many bigs.
And you see, with Harden in our team, he's got the whole head coach even confused. When he sat and we had our normal players who, before the Harden trade, like play together, you could see the chemistry was there. They were playing so well. We had, in the 4th quarter, normal power was even playing so good. But we had like Harden joining us. Although it hasn't started so well, but I feel like when the chemistry is there, when Tyloo gets his things right, it's going to work out. But turns out he's the problem now. He's not the system, he's the problem now.
Clippers also playing small. It's foul ball. It's foul. It's not your type of game.
We have a lot of issues to settle, but I'll end it with this one. We've got a lineup that is strong, a starting lineup that looks strong on paper, but on the court, nowhere near something good enough to beat an NBA team. We faced the Memphis Grizzlies. We're down early in the fourth quarter, and Tyloo decided to take Harden out. We played Terrence Mann, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook, and it was an excellent lineup. We should start doing something about that, and then maybe we'll be able to change the season. But don't worry at all. The Clippers will surely come back for them. Now, we'll be moving to what we decided to do earlier today, where we've reviewed some of the takes you guys have had on social media, everywhere you guys watch Prrrr on, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, and then on YouTube. And we saw some very controversial ones. We'll be diving into some of these few takes and then seeing how you guys view the NBA season. Of course, when the season is coming, everybody's like, okay, this team will win, this will happen, and that will happen. So we'll be reviewing a few of them. So we'll be starting with one from Twitter, coming from LeBron Fan One, who says, Embiid is a better player than Giannis in the East. George, I have to come to you on this one. Embiid, MVP, of course. Giannis, two-time MVP, and of course, former defensive player of the year. But I like the word in the East, and in the sense that Embiid versus Giannis is kind of a big matchup. But do you feel like so far he's played better than Giannis?
I like this take. It's an interesting take. You see, when you told me Joel Embiid is a better talent than Giannis, I would agree, even though it's debatable, because you look at Joel Embiid, you look at his size, how he could handle the ball very well. You look at how he's got touch. He could shoot the ball well from the free throw line, mid-range, perimeter, and even 3 points. And you look at his footwork, so amazing. Let's not even talk about how good he is on defense also. But when you are comparing them in the conversation that who is bigger, who is a good player like Embiid and Giannis, I'll tilt it towards Giannis, because when you pick both profiles, you look at their resume, you look at the profile of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's not even include the chip. Let's not include the defensive player of the year, the MVP, and the finals MVP. Let's talk about who is proven. And I feel like Giannis is more proven because with Giannis, he gives you that kind of dependability. You can rely on Giannis. Let's not forget, you see how he could carry the ball coast to coast with that speed and aggression. You look at how dominant he is in the paint. No matter how you try to limit Giannis Antetokounmpo, he will find a way to score in the paint. And let's not forget, Giannis is not also a playoffs drop. You look at Joel Embiid, we've had some performances from him in the playoffs that are questionable. But with Giannis, even if his team is losing, he goes out there to give numbers. We saw that recently. We saw how he dropped 54 points even when Milwaukee Bucks was losing. So I feel like when you Embiid is a fine player. He's a good player. Giannis also had accolades that has placed him in the conversation with Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and even LeBron James. So when you put these two out there, they are both good bigs. But I feel like Giannis Antetokounmpo, reliability and health issues, I feel like you can rely on him to be there and available and deliver. So
it's no fault of yours of picking Giannis. He's a very, very good player. Now, Teddy, Embiid, currently number one in the Eastern Conference, played very well, averaging 32 points per game this year. Do you feel like he's better than Giannis now?
I'll pick up from where he stopped, talking about talent and then resume. Embiid is one of the best bigs in the NBA now, if arguably even in the whole NBA all time. His footwork is tremendous. He's a better scorer, and he's a he's a better defense, he's a good defender, and then a shot blocker. And when you talk about Giannis has been consistent and he's dependable. In the sense where last season, Drew Holiday had the worst season of his career. Middleton wasn't around, but then he carried the team. And you see, even when Bucks is losing, he's always available. He's always available. Let's not talk about him not being able to shoot from three, not him missing free throws, him not able to shoot mid-range, make mid-range shots. Let's put that aside. It's something he has to live with. He can't.
Those are impediments.
These are impediments to his game. He has to live with that. But if you talk about a good player, that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, because time and time again, he has proven to be the best player. And whenever he's needed, he comes through for his team. But if you talk about talent, I'll give it to Embiid.
Maybe Embiid is more pleasing to watch to the eye, of course. Sometimes when he's playing, he's got a deep bag that you can't predict what he can do. Now, we move to YouTube for this one from Michael Yeboah. He says, Nuggets still look scary, which is true, of course.
True.
Suns are the team to beat if healthy, as they already have Booker and Beal out with injury. Celtics leaves me worried with how Bam dominated Porzingis on the offensive rim. So he's speaking about that match against the Heat. If I doubt him, you'll be able to handle Giannis if they match up in the Eastern Conference. So I just want us to pick up on the Suns, him calling the Suns the team to beat if they are all healthy with Durant, Beal, and Booker. Do you feel like they have what it takes to go all the way? Because he calls them the team to beat, but it doesn't feel like that right now.
KD, we can't dispute the fact that KD is one of the best scorers in the league. Maybe all time, arguably. I can say that. But then, if you put Durant alone with this current squad, it's not going to work. Last season, we saw him with Booker, with Chris Paul out, and they weren't able to complete the mission. Now, they added a player like Beal. Then, last season, they had a rim protector in the name of 18. Now, they brought in Naked.
Fake rim protector.
Fake rim protector. So now, it's like their rim protection is exposed. So Beal coming in, now their strategy is we'll bombard you with more on the offense. So when you score, we score more. When you score, we score more. That's the tactics. If you leave KD, Book with this current squad, they won't be able to. But if they have the three, that is Beal, Book, and KD available, healthy, and can play at 100% in the playoffs, they're going to be the team to beat. But for now, it's not possible.
Wow. The Phoenix Suns also have a lot to figure out with the way they started the season. I've heard their fans complaining about how they perform in the clutch. When the games are close, sometimes the Suns really do struggle. Now, we'll stick with YouTube on this one from Ben Ando, who says he's predicting the finals to be between the Bucks and the Warriors. The Milwaukee Bucks. So he's thrown away all what the Celtics will do. He's thrown away all what the Nuggets will do, the Lakers will do, the Clippers, anybody else. And he's picking the Warriors and the Bucks to make the final. What do you think?
Funny how both teams are struggling. But with the Bucks, I feel like they will get into the game because it's all about chemistry with their new setup and their coach finding in rotations and adjustments so that he could dominate games. With the Bucks, you see that losing a player like Jrue Holiday, who sets the tone on defense. Right now, you look at Bucks games and their defense is totally in shambles. There is lack of communication. They is so disorganized. So it's up to the head coach to figure these things out. And they'll get into the conversations to be the team to beat. But with Golden State Warriors, you look at the roster construction. Right now, it's like Steph Curry is out there doing all the work and
solo work.
He's got no players to help him out there. You look at
Andrew Wiggins,
horrible since last
you
season.
look at Klay Thompson, his dip. You look at Andrew Wiggins. You look at Chris Paul. Even Green as well. These are players that are not adding to Steph Curry's numbers because they are past wins. And Steph Curry that has gone out there to play, and his numbers are the only team that is helping this Warrior side to triumph. With the Bucks, I feel like they're in the conversation to get to the Eastern Conference Final and, if possible, the NBA Finals because of the addition of Damian Lillard, if they get their defense organized. But with the Golden State Warriors, I don't think they are a team to be able to obliterate the Suns and even not to talk about the Nuggets. So I don't see the Golden State Warriors as contenders.
That would be interesting, very interesting matchup in the finals for sure. And personally, I'd like to see it. Steph in another final, Giannis with another chance to win another ring. So we'll see if that happens. Now, probably to the most controversial one, the final two. Someone says, from Anonymous, says Jimmy Butler for finals MVP. Now I'm going to Teddy for this one because last year he doubted Butler. He made the finals. He couldn't win it all, but he really did well. Now, do you think the Miami Heat can make the finals again? And if so, can we see Jimmy Butler win his first ever finals MVP?
First comment.
Hey,
That's it. That's all.
you still the doubt Jimmy again?
Look, now, just look at the East now. You want to tell me, okay, first round, he might get a team from the play-in. Maybe he'll be able to move forward. After, you want to tell me you are going to beat the likes of Celtics, the likes of Bucks.
Last year we didn't think he was going to.
Last season wasn't this season. This season is more packed. And then if that finals MVP means you are actually winning the championship. You want to tell me with the way the West is packed now,
the East,
even at least you meet a player in the
of course a team in the West in the finals.
Too. So you want to tell me with the way the West is stacked now, you are going to beat the likes of Lakers. Maybe a good Clippers or a healthy Clippers.
Or the Nuggets or the
Suns. Oh, please, let's be serious. This is not even an argument. The last of
I would like to see, you see, it is very rare to see a player on the losing side win the finals MVP. It was only Jerry West that did that. You could see how they should tell you how good he was in that playoff season and how good he is as a player. You could understand where I'm coming from. I'm just trying to tell you that there is no way Jimmy Butler will be winning the chip.
Yes.
You look at the East.
Still sleeping on the Miami Heat.
You look at the East.
For the Heat, I feel like every single year we keep doing this, keep doubting them. Bam, Jimmy. They don't have. Well, on paper, looking at them against the contenders in the East, it looks like they have no chance. But look, Butler will always remind you why he's one of the best players in the NBA.
It will only take a dip from the Celtics for them to capitalize. But right now, even if the Celtics dip, you have a team like Philly who is not happening. Organized.
It is not happening. It is not happening.
We there. We go there till there. Now, for the final take of the day, I like how we even started with this one from Nanaya on Twitter says, dreaming as always. You always started with dreaming as always. Luka or Kyrie will be the MVP. But for one part of the take, I feel like he's not dreaming.
Yes,
for Luka,
he's not dreaming.
For Kyrie, maybe he's dreaming too much. But for Luka, with the start of the season, amazing. The Dallas Mavericks have started so well. Last year, we bashed them for not making it to the playoffs. You think this is Luka's year? Finally. Every year, the bookmakers have him MVP. He's not being able to get over the hump. Do you feel like this is the year for him?
It will take more of stats padding, because sometimes it looks like he's padding stats for himself to win an MVP. But then it takes more than that. It takes more like carrying your team, being able to carry your team when the other player is not around, how well you perform. And how well you perform on matches where they play on national television. That is big games, how you perform in that kind of games. And then your win margin. It's also important. But now we see him performing so much. And every year, this is the conversation. Look out for MVP. But I think this is the season for the bigs. This is the season for the big.
So you feel like another big because for the past few years, we've had Giannis, Embiid, Jokic.
Another big is picking it. It's not going to any guard now or in the next 5 years. It's going to another big.
Now, Teddy has started on the Luka one. Do you think he's dreaming too much about Kyrie?
I would like to say something about Luka. You see, with the MVP ladder, I think it's controlled mainly by stats. They look at points per game, they look at assists per game, rebounds per game, and they even look at player impact. They also look at the player impact also. When you look at the ladder right now, you look at the players, they have Nikola Jokic, you have Embiid, and you have Luka. He's leading them currently in points per game because Luka has 32.9 points per game. But when you look at the other aspect, he falls short. And the other aspects are the aspects for the bigs. You talk about the rebounds. You talk about the assists as well. So I feel like this one, it's still going to be with the bigs. But with Kyrie, it's
not possible. It's not possible. Yeah,
not being the best player, not being the best player on the team might worry them. But that's how we'll end this one. Okay. It was interesting to see some of the takes from you guys with the start of the season. Everybody having very high expectations. And before I end this, I remind you, the Clippers will come back. So the Clipper fans, don't worry at all. We'll surely come back. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Kindly smash the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed all the basketball shows on Prrrr. And definitely we'll come back for more. Stay tuned. Pro Basketball will be back.